Brethren, my name is Brigham Young. The winter and spring of 1843 and 1844 have been a time of great turmoil in Nauvoo, as Joseph's enemies have increased their efforts to destroy him and the church. Over the last several months, tensions between the church and enemies of the church, including both wicked mobs and those perceiving the church to be a political threat, have continued to grow. Nauvoo has become one of the largest cities in Illinois, and enemies fear the uncertain political power of the Mormons, which have no loyalties to either of the political parties at this time. Knowing his mortal ministry would soon come to a close, the prophet met frequently with myself and the other 11 members of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles to instruct us and to give us the priesthood keys necessary to govern the church. These preparations culminated in a meeting with the apostles and a few other close associates in March of 1844. In this extraordinary council, the prophet charged the 12 to govern the church after his death, explaining that he had conferred upon them all the ordinances, authority, and keys necessary to do so. I roll the burden and responsibility of leading this church off from my shoulders onto yours, he declared. Now, round up your shoulders and stand under it like men, for the Lord is going to let me rest a while. On June 10, 1844, Joseph, who was mayor of Nauvoo, and the Nauvoo City Council ordered the destruction of the Nauvoo Expositor and the press on which it was printed. The Nauvoo Expositor was an anti-Mormon newspaper that slandered the prophet and other saints and called for the repeal of the Nauvoo City Charter. City officials feared that this publication would lead to a mob action. As a result of the action by the mayor and city council, Illinois authorities brought an unfounded charge of riot against the prophet, his brother Hiram, and other Nauvoo city officials. The governor of Illinois, Thomas Ford, ordered the men to stand trial in Carthage, Illinois, the county seat, and promised them protection. Joseph knew that if he went to Carthage, his life would be in great danger from the mobs who were threatening him. Believing that the mobs only wanted them, Joseph and Hiram decided to leave for the west to preserve their lives. On June 23rd, they crossed the Mississippi River. But later that day, brethren from Nauvoo found the prophet and told him that troops would invade the city if he did not surrender to the authorities in Carthage. This the prophet agreed to do, hoping to appease both government officials and the mobs. On June 24th, Joseph and Hiram Smith bade farewell to their families and rode with other Nauvoo city officials toward Carthage, voluntarily surrendering themselves to county officials in Carthage the next day. After the brothers had been released on bail for the initial charge, they were falsely charged with treason against the state of Illinois, arrested, and imprisoned in Carthage jail to await a hearing. Elders John Taylor and Willard Richards, the only members of the 12 who were not serving missions, voluntarily joined them.
If I do not go to Carthage, the result will be the destruction of this city of Nauvoo and its inhabitants. And I can't think of my brothers and sisters and their children suffering the same scenes in Missouri as Missouri in Nauvoo. No, it is better that their brother Joseph die for his brothers and sisters, for I am willing to die for them, for my work is done. I am going like a lamb to the slaughter, though I am as calm as a summer's morning. I have a conscience void of offense toward God and toward all men. And if I am killed, I will die an innocent man, and my blood will be cry for vengeance from the ground. And it shall be said of me, he was murdered in cold blood.
On the afternoon of June 27, 1844, a small group of brethren sat silent and disconsolate in the jail. One of the men asked Elder Taylor, who had a rich tenor voice, to sing to them. Soon his voice was raised.
O poor wayfaring man of grief, grief hath often crossed me on my way. Who sued so humbly for relief that I could never answer nay. I had not power to ask his name, where to he went, or whence he came. Yet there was something in his eye that won my love, I knew not why.
That morning, Joseph wrote in a letter to his wife Emma, I am very much resigned to my lot, knowing I am justified, and have done the best that could be done. Give my love to the children and all my friends. Shortly after 5 o'clock in the afternoon, a large group of attackers stormed the jail, firing their guns at the men inside. Smith was shot first in the face and died almost immediately. John Taylor escaped the gunfire and was not hit. Elder Richards was shot and a pocket watch in his jacket stopped the bullet from entering his body. Joseph was shot several times and fell from the upper window.
Safe at last, mobs and devils are now something of the past. Free at last, safe at last. We have overcome by love, given all that God has asked, that men's souls might be saved. And for this we are slain. Yet in time we shall